Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. As you can see here, oh, this is the wrong display, but as you can see here, I actually had a red day today. A lot of valuable lessons learned today for sure, and I just wanted to say that, I forgot to record this morning, and I didn't really want to make this video, but I'm gonna make it because I think the things that I'm gonna go over are actually very important for traders. So you can see here, ended the day down 200 on most of my accounts and then down 600 in my new 150K accounts. I'm gonna say probably today the biggest thing that got to me was my emotions. I could have ended the day off with one trade. And I'll actually explain why I took it and then why I kind of spiraled, not spiraled. You can see I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 trades for the day, and I'm gonna call it here just because the price action isn't something that I'm too fond of. But let's talk about my pre-market. So pre-market before New York opened, I pretty much only had two levels marked out for the most part. I can show this on my trading view so that you guys can get an idea of what I'm talking about. Right, I had the high from yesterday, so the previous daily high, which is right here at 20,215 psych level. And then I had this level right here that I noticed priced was rejecting off of the day before during Asia, and then also right here during London, right? Eventually, we did break through that level, and I was like, okay, this is good to know. We also bounced off that level after the market opened. As you can see here, right? It bounced off that level and went higher, so I was like, okay, it's probably going to be a bullish day. If you guys have been watching my daily live trading videos, you'll actually know that I trade the 15-minute opening range break. So 15-minute opening range break, boom, right here at 656. We broke through it. And now I'm looking back at my trading view chart for levels, right? So the opening range was at 20,206. Let's bring back trading view, which is right here. I'm looking for a strong candle closure above, and boom, what did we get at 656? We got a strong candle closure above. Bam, right here. At this point in my head, I was thinking, okay, we just broke the previous daily high. Bullish momentum is strong. What am I looking for here? Well, I noticed the next 1 minute candle after that, so this candle right here came down immediately, right? I'm thinking, okay, it could bounce off this level and continue higher. There's a lot of bullish momentum. I enter a buy. Enter the buy, price kind of just floating a little bit in profit, maybe 2 or 3 points. And I know we have orange folder news at 7 for new home sales. Typically, I don't give much attention to orange folder, but I think one of the reasons why I ended up closing this trade at a 2.5 point loss was because I, if you've seen my previous trading, as you know that a lot of my trading has been really choppy, really like not clean, right? Taking over trading and et cetera, et cetera. And so I said, all right, I'm gonna go ahead and close this one out at more or less break even, and then wait and see what happens at the 7 o'clock candle. 658 again, kind of nowhere. Doji candle didn't really go nowhere, and then 659, boom, I would have hit my take profit at 10, 12 points, right? Why didn't I hold through? Again, this is a confidence thing, right? I'm holding a trade longer than a minute. I'm not gonna lie, isn't something that I'm very used to. A lot of my trades, especially with this opening range break on momentum, especially when it's bouncing off of a level, I'd expect it to push a lot faster, and it did push fast. I was just a minute early, right? So I ended up losing that trade, minus $50, as you guys see, um, on my Tradeovate platform, right? Right here is where we have our loss. Everything about this trade was, good. All my confluences lined up, bouncing off a support level, breaking the 15-minute opening range break, opening with the bottom wick on the new candle. Everything was lining up saying it's a buy, right? And I did take the buy. My thing right now is my stop loss was probably what? Just about 10 points, right? My stop loss is for my first initial break trade is pretty much right below where the line was, and I don't know why, I after all the trades that I've taken where like this setup has worked clean even if it did pull back. I don't know why today out of all days I cut it short when I was in drawdown less than 2 points. And then at this point, this is pretty much where the start of my tilt comes in, right? Not tilt, but like emotional, like where the emotions are taking over. Like you're frustrated, you cut the trade short because you thought it was going to run off in the wrong direction when all your confluences were there, and then you boom, you missed out on a winning trade, right? Followed by the next one where 708, 709 candle opens up. I believe the way this candle opened, it came down, came back up, came down, came back up, and that's when I took my buy. I had a super tight stop loss basically at the rebreak of the lows of the candle. And again, as you can see, if I'd just given myself my full 10 points, or maybe a little more than my full 10 points, or waited for my proper entry, right? I'm always entering on the wick entry, but today I decided to enter when I was pretty much at the flip of the candle, and then it took me out by barely rebreaking that. Had I waited, been patient, waited for my bottom wick right here, gotten in at 42, I would have had the, confidence to hold because I, again, wouldn't have been in drawdown, strong bullish trend. And, we would have hit take profit at 10 points above and boom, I would have been up for the day. Probably called it and whatever, right? But no, instead, I get in on the flip, get stopped out because I have very, very tight stops. That's one of the things you guys will probably have noticed with me as trading. I trade one mini and I have very tight stops, typically within 10-ish points. And so because of that, I keep my losses small, right? Like I can afford 10 losses in a row with my strategy before I lose an account, or actually more. I think it's 13 losses in a row, which for my win rate is the possibility of that happening is really low, right? So I have a really high confidence in this strategy. And then the next thing that happened, boom, we come up here to 20,271. And what do we have as a price level here on, sorry, I'm going to be switching back and forth a lot. Trading me, boom, tapped that pivot point to a T and rejected, right? So this pivot point, 20,270.75. It literally touched it, kissed it, and then came right down. So at this point, I'm like, okay, this is like a morning topside reversal. My entry rules to this are pretty much the same. I want to see it break, that supporting bullish trend line, which it did. Boom, right here. Where's my mouse? Broke the trend line, came down, came back up. I was like, okay, maybe it's just reacting to this price level. Maybe it hits it again, and then it came down. And right here is probably where my ideal entry would have been. But I didn't take it. God knows why. Maybe I was waiting for, a stronger momentum push, and we got that stronger momentum push here. Boom. Again, right off the bat, I just needed to be patient, just needed to see the wick form. It came down barely, came back up, and then I entered on a sell, and then it just came up and up and up and tapped me out at my 10-point stop loss. Touched the top of the trend line and then basically came back down for what would have been my take profit level 31. So yeah, way beyond 18 points is much higher than my typical take profit, right? And at this point, I'm just like, am I just that unlucky? Right? And then price kind of chops around, making like a very, very small, like, I wouldn't even call this a bullish trend. I think the proper term is bear flag, if you speak in flags. So what happened? I was forming this bear flag. Oh wow, look at that volume come in. Um, Holy, what in the world? What the? That's very, very strange. But yeah, so got in, it broke through. Now we're below the 9 EMA, and then strong bearish push came up, took a sell to see if it would break, and the second it rejected the orb, I got out. And same goes here, right? We broke or opening range break rejection, came up. My stop loss was actually a little bit higher at 15. Again, no confidence, and then I got top ticked out. Sucks, absolutely sucks. But you know, that's just how it is. These things will happen, you know, you'll psych yourself out. If I had just waited, I would have gotten in this trade, gotten in profit, gotten a full TP, and then probably been green on the day. But yeah, and then these trades are pretty much the same thing, right? Broke through the orb, came back down, took a sell, couldn't get myself to hold, and then same thing here, right? We're looking for a top wick now that we have a strong closure below the opening range, and then take a sell. Again, no way to hold 10 points. Or no way to hold to get the full 10 points, but so we basically just took 5-point trades all the way. And wow, that's just getting bought right back up. So that's crazy. Um, yeah. I was basically looking for this drop all morning, and it happens to happen when, you know, I'm on here. Wonderful, right? But yeah, nothing much I can really do. This is what the market decided to give me. Crazy that it pretty much just tapped the bottom orb and then rejected. But yeah, we've been seeing these a lot too, right? I've been calling them flash crashes and then getting bought right back up. Again, this is a 4-hour bottom wick at this point, and if this flips, I'd expect price to go extremely bullish. But yeah, I'm not gonna trade anymore for the day. But yeah, I just wanted to give you guys a recap of what happened today because I know I've been wanting to release new content. Um, and yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Peace.